Okay, so this time we go react to Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit. Yeah. Now, the question is, what do I think about Andrew Tate? The answer is, me personally, look, a lot of people, yeah, it's either you love Andrew Tate and he's basically your dad, and then there's other people who they hate Andrew Tate and he's basically a massive op. He's like the worst man in the world or some shit. Yeah. To me, and they will like not hear anything. To me personally, I mean, this is with a lot of like with this, I don't stand on either side. I think he has some good things that he says, and I think he has some wild things that he says. I think he has some embarrassing moments, and I think he has some moments where it's like, hey, that's some top G activity. So I say that to say, you're gonna experience an unbiased reaction here. And more than likely, regardless of whether you like Andrew Tate or you don't, there's gonna be something that I'm gonna say that you're not gonna agree with. So let's dive in, man. You know what I'm saying? So far from my experience, from what I've seen of the Fresh and Fit, I'm not really respecting their thing though, I can't lie. Like again, Andrew Tate, I'm like there's a lot of things, like a lot of times I'll even listen to him. I'll listen to some of his stuff. I'll just take in what I want to take in and discard what I don't agree with or whatever it is. But Fresh and Fit, I do not check out Fresh and Fit. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, I haven't seen much of their stuff, so we'll see. Maybe they will make a fan of me today. The title is Andrew Tate's cheating takes trigger her. She gets disrespectful and booted. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna find out. But I already know, obviously, these guys always bring the OnlyFans girls on their show and stuff like that. Like, it's just, anyways. I mean, we're not talk too much about that, man.
But we're not talking about that.
Well, I need to use that as an analogy. What I'm gonna say
No, you don't need to use that because we're not talking about that.
Yo, who the f are you talking to, bro? Shut the f up when I'm talking, okay?
You see this kind of energy. You see me personally, I don't respect it like at all. Because a guy will think this is manly to talk to a woman like this. But it's like, how about you chat to Andrew Tate like that instead? I can't imagine him talking to Andrew Tate like that, but he thinks he's a big man because he's chatting to this lady who's obviously, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it makes him feel big. Oh no, bro, I can't lie, to me, seeing a man speak to a woman like that, it's like, I don't know, it's instant. D ranks, man. Like, what the heck? He wasn't even ranked anyway, but it's like, it's just lack of emotional intelligence because it shows how triggered you are by this person. You're so triggered that you need to, number one, even shout. Number two, you need to start, shut up or whatever. I don't even remember what you said, but it was wild.
You.
Shut the f up when I'm
literally, shut the
talking.
F up.
He's not fresh, dude. Oh my.
I wonder what Andrew Tate's opinion on that is. I don't know. I can't imagine Andrew Tate talking to a woman like that. But I don't know. Because I feel like I feel like he will have more emotional intelligence than that. I would like to think so.
I thought you.
And I think he actually has, like some a baseline of respect for women as well. But we gonna find out because I don't know. This title is we'll see.
Yo, just get up. Just get up and get the f out of here.
Get off your own show. Thank you. Yeah, bye.
I agree with a lot of things that you said, but I kind of want to touch on like what he was saying, how I feel like they should just be pampered, especially like when we.
It's like, bro, like what?
We went through in 2024 with them going through the draft, and I felt like they shouldn't be added to the draft, and it was really messed up because I'm in the army, and I feel like even as
I was gonna say, yeah, like it's like I don't put like me personally. I'm not really a fan of this style of basically being like you got your whole belly out, you got your whole, like, it doesn't look like it's mad hot in there because everyone else, a lot of other people are wearing actual clothes, but it's like, I don't know what's going on there. This is basically like wearing a vest or something, or I don't know. But then I was saying that, but then I was like, actually, Andrew Tate has kind of got the same look going on here because he's got his belly showing as well. So is that really, I don't know, maybe it's a double standard. But nah, I do think it's a bit different still.
a mother, we all should be able to protect our country. And a lot of women feel like, oh,
You wanted to go to war?
Oh, no, I joined. I'm in the army.
But, I mean, that would put us at a disadvantage.
to
good
war.
fighters.
Some people don't realize the army is more than just going to war. A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us are police.
Right,
A lot
behind
of
the
us are
scenes stuff, that's
there's
different,
multiple
though.
things. But at the end of the day, it's that I feel like, oh, I shouldn't be put in this box. A man should go fight for us.
Yes.
A man should go do this,
Yes.
and it is unfair. A lot of us.
Well, women can't do what men can do. Like
A lot of women can. We can do a lot of things.
no.
My opinion on this is, I think if a woman wants to do that, like, all power to her. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think that a woman has to be a certain type of way. That they have to be, for example, at home cooking and cleaning, this and that. They don't have to be, right? It may be, in a lot of cases, a desirable trait, for example, or it might be something that for a lot of guys, they're going to like appreciate and like that, but that doesn't mean that that's how you have to be. Do you get what I mean? If you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, ideally provided you're not hurting anyone, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of the whole, a woman shouldn't do this or a man shouldn't do this, I don't really personally agree with it. Like, I do hear, for example, her argument of, well, a man is probably realistically, just from a biological perspective, going to be more capable to do certain things. It would be more encouraged for a guy to do certain things. But I'm like, if a woman really wants to do that and she understands it's generally going to be like a bigger battle for her, probably, to be able to do the same things, and she wants to do it anyway, then why shouldn't she be allowed to do it? Like, let her do it. She wants to, innit? It's calm. Like, who cares?
I'm sorry.
Some women can provide. A lot of people, like he asked earlier, is your parents married? A lot of us was raised by single mothers.
May I?
So I just feel like personally, sometimes people have to realize that women can do things.
She is itching to say something. She's like,
too. A lot of us feel like we
Single
can't have
mother make
jobs
the
that
work
pay a lot of
worse.
money.
see, she's struggling. You can tell on a one-on-one conversation, she interrupts a lot.
You can do
We-
things.
Because she's struggling right now, but she just knows that it's going to be harder to interrupt on like a big podcast like this.
We can do things too, but most women don't want to do
Like,
it.
See how she can't, because she's struggling. She needs to get out. So that's why she's moving so much all of a sudden.
look,
They don't want to cook.
See?
They don't want a
kitchen.
job. They don't
Cooking
want
is
an
less
education.
stressful.
Alright.
May I offer something, please?
It's just in general.
Well, like biologically, right? So cortisol is the stress hormone. Okay.
Aye, she's from the UK, don't mind you.
Okay. That men and women experience. Did you know that a teaspoon of cortisol takes one whole day to be able to ingest? She needs to sleep and wake up the next morning to be refreshed. A man can tolerate and process that cortisol within a period of 1 hour. In high stress positions don't work, which is why vote, which is why should not be in politics, and this is why should not hold high power positions in military
Why are they muting women? I swear she's saying women.
or anything else where the
Oh, I guess probably some. Okay, I think. I get it.
safety of the country depends on the people
That's
who
crazy.
are representing it. Like biologically.
That is an interesting argument. It's an interesting argument. However, I would also argue on the opposite, that that's not going to be the only thing that's going to dictate how capable someone's going to be of you know what I'm saying, operating in high stress environments. There's a lot of women that operate better in high stress environments than a lot of men. So if anything, I would argue that from that line of reasoning, there should maybe be some kind of stress test or something like that for those positions, and make sure that the individual is capable of handling that stress, because there are guys that aren't capable of handling that stress and there are women that aren't capable of handling that stress. So yeah, I think there's solid, like, for example, there's some validity in what she's saying, but it's being taken to too far of an extreme that isn't actually practical, in my opinion.
It's just not compatible. Does that mean that there's not going to be exceptions? Yes.
I think Andrew Tate will agree with her point though, right there.
Occasionally, there are going to be exceptions to the rule.
Okay, she's acknowledging that.
But those are exceptions, and we need to be explicitly clear that they are exceptions and not the
But there's
normal
multiple roles.
functioning of society.
That is
There's
a
multiple
horrible
roles.
take on
That's what I'm
women.
saying.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
It's literally,
take on women.
girl, it's biological. It's biological, and there's
Just
been
because
tests
it's
done on it.
biological-
Y'all touching on two different things. I'm not saying we should fight. I'm saying that there are roles that we have a place in. We can do things too, and we can just feel like, oh, and let me somebody put instead of letting me go and get a job.
Oh, no, that's better than selling your.
Oh, fair. So she ain't even on OnlyFans. I thought she was an OnlyFans girl, not gonna lie. So I apologize for the judgment. I don't know what one for her though. She's got. Do I want to pass another one of these? She's therefore on OnlyFans, because why is she so like? Because I believe this is an intellectual conversation. I believe that they're both coming with points that are reasonable, Yeah, that can at least make some kind of sense. But to her, it's like, nah, this is boring. This is boring. I want to.
I'll agree with you on that, girl.
We're going to find out if I'm right. Depending on how long this video takes, because I got to go soon.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, no,
it.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
But I have another take, and I think that, let me find a way to explain this. Why do you have a job? For example, right? You have a job to get money, and you use that money and you exchange it for the other things you need in the world, right? The reason you don't do everything yourself is because it's not optimal. So you understand, if I'm good at ballet, I'm going to go and do ballet, and I'm going to take the money, and then if I need clothes, I'm going to buy the clothes. I'm not going to make my own clothes. I'm not going to wire up my own house. I'm not going to build my own lodgings. I'm not going to cut my own grass. I'm going to do the one thing I'm good at and take the money and exchange it for the things I'm not as good at. Right. Because if you decide to make your own clothes and build your own house, you're going to actually be poor. So you win by optimizing your life, and you optimize your life by focusing on the one thing you are best at and taking that and exchanging it for all the things you are not good at. So I would say, and the reason I made that is so you understand this point, optimally, the best thing a woman can do, what she is best at, is the only thing that men can't do, which is have children. That is the best way for you to win, because men can do basically everything else. Can do things. Completely right. I agree with you. Bro, I know I have a whole bunch of smart work for me. I have lawyers. I go to judges. I can do a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is
women a swear word now or something? I'm so baffed.
her optimal, what we're best at, and the reason they're best at it is because no one else can do it, is having children. So if you're a woman and you want to optimize your life,
Send the child back to
I think it's a fair point, because he's basically saying, like, you can. I mean, my interpretation of what he said, he's not saying women can't do these other things. He's just saying, if you want to optimize for what you're probably going to do the absolute best at in a generalized form, if women are going to do better at this versus men are going to do better at this, women will be better at, for example, having children, raising children, nurturing children, etc. But if he said, if you want to optimize for, again, what you're most likely to be absolutely best at, then it's going to make sense to focus on that. Whereas if there's something else that you like and you want to do something else, like, you can do it. That's what I'm interpreting from what he's saying. He's saying you can do different things, you're capable of doing different things, and you can do what you want. You don't have to do this. But he believes, based on his beliefs, that that's what women ideally should be doing, type thing, if they want to be the most optimal.
if you want to approach things pure,
I don't think that's really a controversial thing. Obviously, women are better. I do believe women are going to be better at having children than men. Women are going to be better at, obviously, being that nurturing. Again, as an overall whole, it's not going to be an absolute rule. There's going to be men that are going to be better at being more nurturing or whatever, etc. But you get the point.
purely logically, not emotionally, purely logically, from a chess perspective, if you were to ask me if I was born as a woman,
I do believe there are obviously a lot of other things that women can be amazing at as well, though, that they could be, like, really, really, really good at. I don't think it comes down to just that one thing of, having children and raising children, personally.
I would do. I would wake up and go, okay, well, I'm not going to work as hard as a man. I don't want to do the long hours. I don't want to take the risks. I'm not as going to go through all the stress. I'm not going to go through all the pain. It's too hard.
To some women, though, to some women, the idea of, for example, being a mother, to them feels like just a mother. If they're, for example, not following their own career and things like that, they don't relate to the idea that they would rather not be working multiple hours, because realistically it doesn't actually check out, because when you have a child, you're working more hours than you are probably if you're working in a job, for example, because, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole day thing until they're at school and all this kind of stuff. So, and do you know that there are also a lot of women who wouldn't prefer that setup? So I wouldn't agree that it's going to be, again, for every woman, that's going to be the best choice for her to make. But I do believe that, for some women, that's going to be the best choice for them to make. And for some, it's not. And I think it's about knowing yourself and knowing what kind of person you are and what kind of environment you thrive in, and making sure that both people in that relationship have an understanding of what their role is kind of going to be and how they're going to show up in the relationship. Again, whether it's that like in this situation, the guy is doing all the work, etc., and the lady is looking after the children, staying at home, etc., or whether it's something else, right? So yeah, that's my opinion.
Hard to make money in the world. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to do the one thing a man can't do, and I'm going to give it to him. And I'm going to find the right man. I'm going to give it to him, and he's going to fix all my other problems. That's how you win as a woman. And before anyone comes along and says, let me tell you this, I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart. I have daughters, and people often say to me, Andrew, you have all these controversial opinions. What would you say to your own daughter? I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant, and gives me grandchildren. And if she comes to me and goes, Dad, what? My husband cheated on me. I'm going to say, are you in the big mansion? Are you driving a Bentley? Okay, shut the up.
Yeah, I can't lie. Me, I'm not me personally. I don't condone that message. The thing is, I also believe that, because the thing is, to cheat, it means that there's deception and lying involved. It means that there's not integrity. And for what Andrew Tate speaks about, I've heard him speaking about like being a man, like being a proper man and this and that, like being, I'm sure he's probably spoken about having integrity. Again, in my head, I think of being a man, a big part of that is having integrity. So one thing about cheating, the main thing that I don't respect, one of the biggest things, is that you're out of integrity. Because if you're telling someone, I'm only going to be with you, and then you go and be with someone else, that's out of integrity. You've lied to the person, and maybe you lied knowing that you were going to cheat, or you were too weak to resist the short-term gratification of sleeping with someone else, which to me isn't manly at all. Like, cool, you may have urges and this and that, because guys will argue, oh, well, but it's natural urges. If you have testosterone, you're going to be attracted to, like, you're going to feel the urge, and okay, you can feel the urge, but what happened to discipline? So to me, I don't respect that, and that sounds like cope.
Shut the fuck up. He's taking care of you. If he's
and if that was like my daughter, then it would be a problem. It would be a problem with the husband or whatever type thing. Because the cheating thing, no, allow it.
Stops paying your bills, if he stops protecting you, then come to me. But if you are completely protected and provided for, keep giving me grandchildren, because that is the best thing you can do with your...
Yeah, I can't lie. You see this mentality. I don't respect this mentality, because it actually creates a lot of problems. Because it's kind of the mentality that, well, so long as the guy is putting a roof over your head and you know what I'm saying, like you're able to live off him, you should kind of accept anything. Like, this is kind of it's like an example of this argument that I've seen in a lot of cases. And it's like, what it does is it puts women in situations where now it gets to the point where they're being abused, but they think it's justified because, well, at least he's covering everything else. At least he's doing this. Nah, I don't. Again, if that's what a woman wants to do with her life and just be in a situation where, okay, at least she's getting taken care of, but she's having to undergo abuse, then I mean, it's her own prerogative. But I don't encourage that as a message to be spread into other men. And if you're watching this, I encourage you against that, because realistically, you're operating in low integrity. You're not operating with integrity. You're not operating as an actual real man. Especially a lot of these guys that claim to be your men of faith and they claim to be religious and this and that, and they're out here abusing their women, or they're out here cheating on it. Like, it's not even following your religion that you're saying that you follow. Like, what the heck? I swear he says he's Muslim. I don't know if cheating is condoned in Islam. I know there are Muslims that will cheat, and I've seen it quite a lot. But if you actually follow the actual word of the Quran, I haven't read it, but I would doubt that would be something that would be acceptable and permitted.
I'm rich, your man's rich, you don't need to make money, that's a waste of time, you don't need a Birkin, you don't need a TikTok account, you don't need an Instagram account, don't sell for penny.
And a lot of women aren't going to like this kind of, some will, don't get twisted, there are a lot of women who would like that kind of setup, but there are a lot of women who actually value their own like the ability to, I guess, express themselves, or the ability to follow their passions, things that they're passionate about, the ability to keep in contact with their friends. Like, he's talking about don't even have Instagram. Like, don't even have this platform, don't even have that. Like, yeah, to me, it's not a bit of me. It's not a bit of me.
Stop being an and give me grandkids. That's what I truly hope for my own daughters. That is the best thing they can do. That is what will make me most proud.
And you
want your daughter to
hold on, ladies. Hold on. You know what's funny, ladies? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? A lot of guys would agree with that wholeheartedly.
100%.
A lot of us would agree with that.
I don't agree with it.
I would tell my daughter the same exact thing because...
And I would not tell my daughter that. Fuck that.
I would rather you get cheated on by one guy than get f***ed over by a million.
20 dudes.
This line of thought is flawed. Because what it does, it's kind of like you present two evils, right? It's literally it's a trap. When you present two evils and you act as if these two evils are the only two options. Oh, I would rather, like he's saying he would rather his daughter get cheated on by one guy in comparison to whatever with 20 guys. But those aren't the only two options. And he's saying that that's what he prays for his daughter, which means that that's what he hopes is the ultimate thing that happens for her. So it's not an argument that checks out, because why don't you pray for your daughter to be with someone that doesn't cheat? It's because you want to validate your own urges to cheat, and you want to validate that it's okay for you to do. And yeah, I think that this is a weak message to spread, in my opinion.
I'd rather you give me grandkids than waste your time reading a book or doing some TikTok. Give me grandkids. Create Tates for the bloodline. Let's go into let's create progeny to propel the name into the future. Let's do something that matters. Everything else is insignificant.
And here's another thing too. Also, I want to say,
why does this girl keep sticking out her tongue? It's kind of jarring.
men lose status when a woman cheats on them. Women don't lose status when a man cheats on them.
No.
To this day, we all know Kobe Bryant's wife by what? Kobe Bryant's wife. He cheated on her.
Bryant.
She still has a legacy. She still has kids. A lot of people gave her a bunch of respect for sticking by him when all that happened, even though it was a fake accusation. But on the other hand, Will Smith destroyed by getting cheated.
That's right.
So women don't lose status or any type of, ability to have a family or anything like that, or their name isn't tarnished when they're cheated on. But men absolutely do. So
what he's comparing here, I don't know the details of the Kobe Bryant one. I know a bit more about the Will Smith one. Shouts to Kobe Bryant, RIP. The Will Smith one, these are different. Like, it's not, he didn't lose a degree of respect from a lot of people simply just because he was cheated on. I mean, sure, there's going to be people that did lose respect for that, but it's also because of the way that certain things were handled. I think, again, it's like, you're creating two false comparisons that aren't actually like real, and this is used because it sounds like it makes sense in a moment, but if you really boil these arguments down, they don't make sense.
You're not gonna cheat on him because you're gonna hurt yourself.
And this is important as well, to be able to hear what people are saying and see through the bullshit and actually think without bias what's actually making sense.
You're gonna hurt him and you're gonna hurt me.
And the thing is, a lot of people, because they might, for example, like Andrew Tate, or they might like Fresh and Fit or whatever it is, they will hear these points and they will just automatically take them on without realizing that they're flawed. The logic is flawed. Me personally, again, I don't see no one here as like, this is the guy, I'm gonna really take in what they're saying. So I'm just like, look, like, I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt. I'm gonna agree. I don't. If this guy on the left, if he says something that makes sense, I'll agree with it. Like, I don't have no beef with him. I don't have nothing towards him type thing. I just don't agree with a lot of what he says. And I think, it's important to be able to see points like this from an unbiased perspective. Otherwise, you get trapped into beliefs that really and truly you wouldn't have believed yourself, but you think you're supposed to believe them because you think that that's what's going to make you a man, because he's saying all of these other men are going to agree with it, and you're thinking, well, I should agree with it too. And you're also thinking that you want to agree with it because it actually fulfills your urges, right? But nah, it's bitch made.
Also, Vanessa Bryant has the respect and the money after the fact. That's a W.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think there's a difference when a woman cheats on a man because she's accepting somebody else's DNA.
Of course.
100%.
Spiritually, I believe in our vessels.
course.
So they're taking on that energy.
Correct.
It's a totally different situation. I mean,
I personally believe in the concept of energy being shared during sex, and I personally believe that I think cheating on both sides dead for that exact reason. That's another reason why I don't respect cheating, because it's something called sexual transmutation. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich or listened to it, tap in.
Look at the Middle Eastern world. Men have multiple wives. They take care of their wives.
Yep.
Pause. Yeah, I'm gonna search something up. So you're talking about all of this. Oh well, in like, wait, what did she say again? Let me rewind. Hold on.
They
let me
love
just
them
remember.
taking on that energy.
Of course.
100%.
Spiritually, I believe in our vessel. I mean, you
Okay.
look at the Middle Eastern world. Men have multiple wives. They take care of their.
Oh wow, men have multiple wives. They take care, and then you actually look at the fact again. Obviously, the Middle East is a big place, right? There's a lot of different places within the Middle East, and some are going to be, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be different. I'm not speaking about the whole of the Middle East, but there are places in this place that she's idolizing, where we're seeing stuff like this. The Taliban's new criminal code makes second-class status the law for women and girls. In January, without warning, the Taliban sent a new criminal code to courts across Afghanistan and ordered it into effect, right? For women and girls, it formalizes their status as second-class citizens under law. Under Article 32, a husband who beats his wife faces a maximum of 15 days in jail. 15 days in jail. And only if the violence meets a narrow definition of obscene force, limited to fractures, open wounds, or visible bruising. And on top of all of that, the woman has to be able to prove the abuse in court. So we already know from this wording, we already know that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of those are just going to be brushed. Article 58 sentences women accused of apostasy, I haven't heard of that word before, leaving Islam, to life in prison. So for leaving Islam, a woman will get life in prison, but a man punching up his women in the face, if he's fractured her bones, will get up to 15, not even 15, up to 15 days in jail. That's crazy. Shout outs to more to her story, right? This is one of my people, Sarah, yeah? So shout outs to more to her story. Go check out the page. Sarah does a lot of activism around these topics. And yeah, you will learn some interesting stuff, right? So yeah, highly recommend. But real talk, talking about this as if that's the thing to idolize. Me personally, I mean, my perspective is that's not, forget about my perspective, that's not something to idolize.
Their wives.
Yep.
They love.
And obviously, again, I know there's different parts of the Middle East, but she's saying the whole Middle East, right? Some of these guys, they have multiple wives.
Their wives. It's agreed on. It's okay. And you don't see the upset. They.
And it's true, there are going to be some parts of the Middle East where it is agreed on, they do have multiple wives, and they're not upset. And it is true, I'm not even trying to discard that, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, it just felt like a bit of a mad statement. But also outside of that, that's a different thing. What we're talking about here, men having multiple wives versus men cheating, those are completely different things. If a guy has multiple wives and they all know about it and they're all happy, that's what they've signed up for, that's not out of integrity in my, I don't see any issue with that. Not my personal preference, like flipping it, dealing with multiple, you're talking about like marrying one woman, especially as a certified lover boy and as a gentleman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of work that you're putting in. You know what I'm saying? Imagine dealing with two. Imagine dealing with four. Bro, no, allow that.
Accept that.
That is
And
mad.
it's biologically normal.
And it's, we talk about,
Biologically normal, but biologically normal doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct.
we
There are people who are, in their head, it's biologically normal for them to perv on little children. Does that mean it's correct? No, I
talk
don't
about the Middle
think so.
East. But
At least not to me. Maybe to her. Maybe she sees it as a
even here in the West, up until very recent times, it's always been this way. Kings have always had more than one
Yeah.
men who have.
But the thing is, again, see now we're see this is why you need to be able to see the flaws in arguments and points that are being made, because what will happen is people will be watching this and they're thinking, "Right, that actually makes sense. Yeah, maybe actually guys should be able to cheat. Maybe I should be fine with my daughter's boyfriend cheating on him. Maybe I should be a bitch." But no, realistically, what they're talking about, the examples that they're using to support their point are examples that don't have anything to do with their point. Because the point was that it should be ideal, or a man should be cheating and this and that, and it should be fine so long as he's providing and this and that. You're talking about men who have multiple wives. Bearing in mind, in Islam, right, in order to have multiple wives, you actually have to take care of all of them, all of that kind of stuff, and they have to all know about it. They have to all be cool with it, to my understanding at least. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That's not the same as cheating. These are completely different things. So you're using examples that don't support your point, but it sounds like it supports your point because they're close enough to support your point. This is one thing that Andrew Tate is very good at. He's very good at saying things that sound like they make a lot of sense. And kind of, like essentially pulling the wool over people's eyes. Especially because a lot of what he says actually does make sense. And it's like he actually, you know what I'm saying? It seems like there's a lot of good intentions there and stuff like that. But you got to be careful because sometimes things are going to be said by someone you might see as, this person's making sense. And like, but it's really a manipulation game. So be careful with it, innit?
Very true.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
No, it's not disgusting. It's human nature.
No, it
actually.
is.
So some women
And
can
this-
have kids too. They need kids.
Of course.
That's why they have multiple
We can't
wives.
Of course.
Back in the day, they had multiple
But
wives, so they
it's
can whoever had the
normalized
son
that.
first.
It's been normalized for centuries.
been
It's okay.
centuries.
One,
It's a
one of
very-
one.
it's a big
No.
The
history.
monogamy
One.
psyop. The monogamy psyop hurts women more than it hurts men because men are going to cheat. Men are going to anyway. Men do it anyway. It doesn't change anything. Like all you're going to do is make your man lie to you. All you're gonna,
And now we're going down to saying, well, men, like every man is going to cheat. Essentially, he's saying that a man has to cheat. It's not like every man's going to cheat because they just have to. They just have this biological urge. Like, what? Wild. Again, to me, that is bitch made because it's like, so you're just your urges are just in control of you. Because that is an objective, incorrect statement. It's not that every man is going to cheat. Now, a lot of men do cheat. That's a fact. But that doesn't mean that it's the message that we should be promoting. By promoting this, more men are now cheating because they think it's justified.
do is make him just go behind your back and lie.
And they think that, well, yeah, I mean, it's just my biology. I just have to follow my biology. I just have to cheat because I have an urge and I just need to follow it. I just need to follow it. Like, what the fuck?
Lie all the
They
time.
gonna do it
All you're gonna
Same reasoning that rapists use, by the way, just as an FYI.
do is make him sneak around. Wouldn't you rather just say, look, okay,
Find a new man.
whatever, just don't tell me about it and make sure you're home
You
most
said,
of the time.
find a new man.
No,
Hold on,
I will find
ladies,
a new
ladies.
man.
Hold on, ladies.
My
ladies.
point, sorry, Myron.
No,
my
go ahead, go ahead.
point exactly. Find a new man. Most don't want to be. They don't want to be, but they're out there saying they're going to leave a man for doing something every man does, and after enough, their hearts die, and they think, fuck it, I'll just chase the bag and become gold diggers.
What if you don't give them pussy?
Hold on. How many ladies disagree with what Andrew's saying right now? I know you do. You disagree here.
She hates it.
Anyone else disagree with this whole concept of having other women?
Just for religious purposes, what I was saying,
For
I think
religious
the chat cut out as well, like the stream cut out when I was saying that, and asked Andrew like if he believes there are exceptions when it comes to. I understand that Protestantism is like a vessel for feminism, but when it comes to like Catholicism or Eastern Orthodox, for example, I think those are the
Wait, she's not from the UK. Where's her accent from?
exceptions. Other than that, when it comes to like secular living, you're
Australia?
100% right.
I feel like I'm guessing like some bad choices, and you guys are thinking, what's this guy talking about?
I agree with you 100%.
Because it's a
I
All right,
just
so for those of you that disagree, I guess you've had your arms folded for quite a bit. What do you have an issue with? What he's saying?
As far as the cheating thing?
Yeah,
Which-
or
which
you're
part?
just everything. Whether it's monogamy, cheating, the concept of
wait,
not
I
leaving
actually
a guy
have a
when someone else is going to
question.
cheat on you.
I have a question. I feel like so how do you go about dating, or do you even date seriously, or do you just hook up?
I don't think you have to hook up. So how would I go about dating? I date a girl the same way anyone else would. And if she said,
With the
are you only
intention
dating
of-
me? I'd
Wait,
say
are you
no.
asking him particularly?
Yeah, I'm saying
She wants
I'm-
to.
There we go. Okay, maybe the word cheating is just being used to stir up controversy, because from what he's saying there, that's not cheating. He's saying that he's letting women know that he's I guess it depends, because the wording was interesting. He said if he's asked directly, then he's gonna say no. Are you speaking to other women? But maybe he will imply that he's not. He didn't say that he will necessarily volunteer that information. I don't know.
No, you personal. She wants to know your personal
Date
situation.
As far like exclusively date, like
I would date a girl the way anyone else would, and if she said, "Are you only dating me?" I would say no.
What do you mean by that, though? Like,
What do you mean? What do I mean by that? I just
No, it's a good question because it's actually quite broad. It's intentionally evasive.
wouldn't lie because I don't think see the point in lying.
I'm just
And I would
curious.
And even that wasn't a response. You see, this is what I'm trying. This is essentially a lesson in escaping the biases of the mind that people will try to put onto you in an argument. She's asked a valid question. What do you mean by that? He's responded trying to act as if he already answered the question by saying, look, well, why would I lie? I don't have a reason to lie. That's not even what she's talking about. She's not saying you're lying. She's saying that you haven't actually said something that is specific enough for her to interpret fully what you actually mean.
It's like your end goal. So when you meet somebody that you're attracted,
And the problem is, Andrew Tate is a very, very, very good speaker. He's very, very, very good at speaking. And then again, you have on the show, I don't know necessarily what she does or whatever it is, but you could tell Andrew Tate is going to be better at speaking than her. So he's probably going to win this conversation, even if he doesn't answer the question, simply because he's going to be able to speak better, and it's going to feel like it makes sense and that kind of stuff. But let's see what the actual points are and dissect it.
to do you say, oh, I just want to hook up, and you're just like, I want to?
No, because that's. I'm not going to sit there and go, hi, I've just met you. I just want to hook up. I'm saying that I would date the same way anyone else does. And if she said, oh, are you only with me? I would say, no, I'm not.
With what end
And if
goal
she
is
says,
what I mean
I'm going to
though.
leave you for that, I'm going to say goodbye.
What's your end goal?
He's
with it,
honest.
though?
He's honest about it.
My end goal is to have
Marriage?
children.
Is it like?
My end goal is to have children because I'm in the business of kings.
So you
the business of
wanna-
kings is progeny. I want as many children as possible. Take 9 months to grow a single baby.
You got the point.
I ain't got time.
How are you gonna have children with people and not be loyal to them?
What do you mean? How am I not loyal?
understand.
Male loyalty, masculine loyalty is shown through protection and provision. I can have 10 having my children, all driving Bentleys, all in mansions, all protected.
I agree with that in a sense where, like, if you got 10 women and all of them know that you have 10 women, and that's what everyone understands, I have 10 women, that's loyal because you're following through on your word. Like, that's loyal.
All provided for.
It's not about-
But if you have 10 women, if you have 2 women, if you have 1 woman and one that you just kind of link here and there, that's not loyal because you're chatting shit.
It actually is.
It's not. It's
And
about
I'll
love.
prove it to you. I'll
It's
prove it
about
to you.
love.
Let me prove it to you. If you read the Bible, forget the Quran because that can be seen as extreme. We're in the West. If you read the Bible, it says that if a man, he must marry her. Why would they force a woman who has been to marry the man who raped her? Because marriage means protect and provision. If a man must pay for her for life. That is the entire point of marriage. That's what marriage is. Marriage is not sitting there doing couple TikToks like a Marriage is not walking up and down the aisle with a dress on and being publicly humiliated on Instagram. Marriage is protection and provision. I am your husband if I pay your bills, keep you alive, and nobody can touch you. That makes me your husband. I can have 10 with my babies because of the amount of money I have and my capabilities in 10 different mansions with 10 different security teams driving 10 different Bentleys. That is my goal. My goal is children. I'm not out here trying to for no reason. I'm not out here trying to date for no reason.
So we're not shit.
It's not that you're not
Women
shit.
are not
No,
nothing.
you're
No.
actually the most important thing on the planet because you give the most important thing on the planet, which is children.
Okay, then why
So then treat us
disrespect
like that.
us?
I am.
Why disrespect us?
Where's the disrespect in this? I'm not saying here's a kid go on welfare. I'm not
No,
saying
no. You're basically saying,
talking about
No.
your situation.
here's a kid. I'm gonna go f- another girl.
no. You know what?
Hey, it doesn't matter. I pay for everything, so let me go
ladies,
f- another girl.
No.
Yeah, ladies.
She made an important point. Do you know what would be very disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To take her, to date her, to fuck her all over the place, left and right, not give her a kid, and bounce. You know what would be disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To buy pictures of her for 99 cents. That's disrespectful. Taking a woman and making her an honest person, giving her a beautiful child, making sure she never has to worry about another bill for the rest of her human life.
Sheesh.
Any problem she calls me ever. She gets holidays all around the world on private planes. She gets beautiful kids. She gets to look into their eyes and they love her back. I'm not disrespecting. I'm doing the absolute opposite. The men out here who are just you and dumping you don't give.
I respect it. However, like I agree with what he just said. That I agree with that segment. As in, obviously those things that he listed are disrespectful. What he just described is very respectful, and it's a very wholesome way to approach being in a relationship and things like that. Now, the thing is, that doesn't mean that cheating isn't disrespectful. Like, you can be doing those things, like those things without cheating, yeah, respect. But if you now add in cheating or abuse and this and that, like now it's not, that doesn't make that thing. You can do all of these nice things, it doesn't make the disrespectful thing any less disrespectful. But again, if it's open and it's clear what the situation is, then that's a different thing. That's, again, if everyone's happy, it's calm.
I'll fuck about you. That's disrespect. Every man you've slept with who didn't give you a kid, didn't pay your bills, didn't put you in a house, he disrespected you.
Facts.
Actually.
What
So
if
you're
that's not what
completely
we
wrong.
want?
But
You're
speaking
completely
as
wrong.
a
What if that's not what we want?
What do you want then?
but speaking
So
as
why
a
you fuck?
No, I hear it.
Why are you f***ing if you don't want kids?
Because if men can have pleasure, so can we.
What are you?
Because me personally, I'm with him on that. But I don't know how far he takes it, because I take that to the point of, again, it's on both sides. Like, I don't believe in having sex with anyone that you don't see again, for me personally, I don't believe in having sex with anyone that I don't see a future with. If I'm not in a relationship with them and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I agree with that personally. But again, I don't know, because again, earlier he was speaking about cheating. Now he's speaking about the idea of having multiple wives and caring for all of them. That, I agree. I don't have it's not, again, my personal preference, but I don't have I don't think that's it's a bad message. I think it's fine. Again, so long as everything is done with integrity. But yeah, if that's the case, I agree. But if he's talking about cheating, which he was talking about earlier, these are two different things. So now I'm of the belief currently, I don't know, it seems like maybe the cheating stuff, he was just saying that to again, garner controversy or whatever. But what he's saying now goes against what he was saying earlier. But what he's saying now, I agree with.
For fun?
There's no
For
point.
sport?
Can I offer?
Are you a man?
I want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're below replacement levels. Do you understand that?
Yep.
That in like literally a few generations, humans may go extinct because we're below replacement levels. I think
Yep.
Andrew Tate's strategy is way more effective, number one, for keeping the planet alive, and number two,
disagree.
in alignment with evolutionary and psychology.
She's correct on
Here's the
that.
thing, at the end of the day,
I'm not
it's
gonna lie, you're ass kissing a little bit.
No. She's
that,
right.
I mean, no, here's
Not really ass kicking, kissing, to be honest.
here's the thing, I've been on this podcast literally 4 years ago.
Her accent is so fascinating to me. Like, I actually don't know where it's from.
And here, you're
Australia is my best guess.
20 years old, okay? So
Love,
you're gonna
but it's
learn
kinda
when it
sounding
comes to
like
time.
you're in love with
No,
him
no, no, no,
now.
no.
No, she can
Here's
just see
the
the
thing.
truth.
No, I'm in love with my fiance, and
Just
he
because I'm 20
agrees.
doesn't mean I don't know much.
Come on.
No,
I
I'm
can
not,
see a person
I'm
through
not
a person.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that with time,
She actually seems quite intelligent.
you gain wisdom, and wisdom is applied application. It's learning through your personal
I can't necessarily say the same about her, I'm not gonna lie, but she does seem intelligent to me.
experience, what you go through, and you're gonna learn
And I
in time
understand.
that, dude.
I don't know why I'm going for this one. She hasn't said nothing. She's just been given the dark facial expressions like,
We're literally below replacement levels. If we don't adopt this strategy, or people aren't religious and get married and stay monogamous and have as many kids as possible, it's one of those two things. If they do those two things, the human race will survive. If they don't, we will perish.
She's right. Do you know what the biggest achievement in your life has been so far?
My daughter.
Correct.
Yep. I
Correct.
know that because she's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And a lot of other women are sending kids back to
absolutely.
God.
And so,
It actually made me more mature.
All right,
It made
hold
me
on.
more of
Let
a
me ask you a
woman.
question real fast.
No.
So, true
she
story.
said
one.
no.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, question real fast.
No.
So, true show are you on?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
See that's just childish, man. See, this guy, you see what Andrew said, even with the points he was making, at least he's like presenting it in a way where he's not coming childish. He's like, oh, wait, who's showing you what? You're on my show. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can respect his thing. But with him, he just seems like from what I've seen so far, he's kind of childish. I can't lie. I was like, who's showing you on?
I'm sorry.
Oh, look at my balls.
What'd you
Like,
say?
so
What'd
some
you
of you
say?
ladies are just fucking rude to be rude.
What'd you
I'm
say?
like,
You're being rude to be rude. Like I mean, obviously I can't like. Obviously she was being rude, didn't it? But to me, that just seemed like it's a joke. Like it's whatever, innit? It's not that deep. You don't need to. And also, if she's being rude, why are you going to be rude back? Aren't you, as a man, supposed to be the one that's leading the energy? So if she's trying to be rude, why are you now? Okay, well, I'm going to follow her lead, and I'm also going to be rude. Like, what the fuck? That is backwards. What happened to all of these principles? What happened to being a big alpha man?
No.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
No,
You
you
just
heard
shut the
them.
fuck up and
What was
listen
your
for 2
question?
seconds.
You
It's
heard
very
them.
simple, okay? Right
What
now,
was
your
your
guy.
question?
Right now, I'm gonna get to it. Right now, your guy. You said he's in jail, right? And he's not able to
Oh,
be
we're
there,
not talking
provide
about
for
that.
you,
We're not
and
talking
everything else
about
like
He's in jail.
But we're not talking about that.
But well, I need to use that as an analogy. What I'm
No,
gonna say
you
here.
don't need to use that because we're not talking about that.
Yo, who the fuck are you talking to, bro?
just
Shut the
used it.
fuck up when I'm talking, okay?
Talking to you.
Shut the
Uncalled for.
fuck up
Fresh.
when I'm talking.
He's not fresh, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yo, get
He's not fresh.
the fuck up my shit, man.
His facial expressions are finishing me though. He got the Punisher cap. Yo, if you know about the Punisher, shout outs to the Punisher. You know that's my guy.
Get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck out of my shit.
I thought you
Frank
were
Castle.
Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
Frank
Stupid ass
Castle.
fucking.
See what I'm saying? Stupid ass. I ain't even gonna repeat that, but like that, like what kind of real man actually needs to move like that? I don't. Nah, man.
Can't just be fucking really polite to dumbass and you guys are rude. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. Ridiculous.
All right, leave.
Get your ass up. Get the fuck up out of here.
Andrew's next.
Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
He wants you
Get
to
the fuck
leave.
up.
Hold up. I need to go put some food in the microwave. Hold on. Okay, let's get through a bit more of this. Then I gotta eat food and then go kickboxing. Let's go.
Out of here.
So be too comfortable.
I don't even know why the fuck you brought her back here, Chris, to be honest. She's fucking retarded.
Yeah, but
Get her out of here.
Fine.
I was annoyed when she came with Clive.
Bye. Yeah.
You can go.
Yo, just get up. Just get up and get the fuck up out of here.
You can have your own show. Thank
You're
you.
fucking incredible, bro.
Bye.
Sure, because I
Fucking rude. Like, incredible. Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
Imagine I go to someone's podcast and does that to them.
I'm sure Andrew Tate's gotta be thinking, yo, bro's moving hella feminine, you know. Like he's gotta be thinking that, surely. Like, cause I can't see Andrew Tate reacting like that in this situation, and I can't see him respecting that either. I'm curious if he's gonna say something about it.
On the live show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What did I
Incredible.
do to you?
You did a lot.
Anyway, back to what I was gonna say. I think Andrew's
Cause yeah, cool, she was moving a bit rude or whatever, but that's not how you handle that, man. Like that's not like what like.
strategy here is basically he just wants to have multiple wives or multiple and have kids with them because he's trying to have as many kids as possible. The only way that you're going to accomplish that is by multiple. I know some of you guys have an issue with that, but I mean, look, you can either have a loser that you could be that's going to be loyal to you or not. And I would argue most.
See, false options. There's actually a scientific name for this. It's actually a cognitive bias. A bias. I learned about it from an audiobook. But anyways, I forgot what it's called. But essentially though, it's literally that. Textbook. You're given two options that are false. And you have these two options, you receive these two options that are false and you think, oh well yeah, I have to choose one of them. But in reality, you don't have to choose any of them. They're not real options. You can actually choose option C. You can create your own option. And option C is you can have a real nigga who isn't going to cheat on you as well. That's doing all these other stuff. Like, bro.
You guys would prefer to probably have a winner that would take care of you.
I think I want to react to a Nick Freitas video. Because he's a different spin on all of this. Very wholesome guy. I like Nick Freitas. Like that's someone where it's like, okay, I like what he says. I think he's more of a definition of like a good example of a man in comparison to someone like I guess his name's Fit maybe. You wouldn't catch him moving like that. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at this historically, right? Let's say. All right. So historically, what were kings always trying to do, right?
Have multiple kids.
Have to have as many children as possible, and specifically sons.
Yep.
And that's because you have to hand the empire over to somebody, right?
Yep.
As much as I love my daughters with all of my heart, why am I going to give hundreds of millions of dollars to my daughter so she gives it to some dude she marries?
Yeah.
That's not Tate money anymore. That's Tate money. I earn that money. Me, Tate. I want Tate money. So you want to have sons, right? I'm not actually advocating that men who cannot provide and protect for multiple women should do it. I actually believe a man should pay for his stuff. I'm not saying the government should come along.
Valid. See, look, this is where you get the depth. And this is one thing that I also noticed about Andrew Tate. and people's opinions of him. Like, people that hate him, more time, like, they're judging him based on clips, right? So it's like, for example, me, I wasn't agreeing with the individual thing that he said earlier, right? But that doesn't mean I hate him. That doesn't mean I have like a mad problem with him or whatever. It just means I don't agree with that specific point. I got close friends who I don't agree with specific points of things that they do, and like, it's cool, whatever, right? And I'm obviously spreading messages. Someone's calling me. No. Okay, I'm obviously spreading messages with my channel that I want to spread, that I want to inspire people with. So I'm going to share my opinions on this. But a lot of people, they will see these clips, right? And they will think, oh, well, Andrew Tate's this, Andrew Tate's that, da 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 da. But like, realistically, again, like, you gotta understand, he's playing a game in a lot of the cases. Like, he knows he's trying to, again, go viral. He's trying to get controversial stuff, all that kind of stuff, because it pops out there. I think it's not, again, there's certain things like that could really be taken out of context, and that would be taken out of context by people who are following him as well, who would then follow this advice thinking that that's what he would recommend. But in reality, when you really listen to him and you actually understand, so far from what we've listened to, just using this as an example, what he's saying here, I agree with, I respect it. He's saying, if you can protect and provide for multiple women, right? He believes that you should. I don't necessarily believe you need to, but as in, I don't see it being a problem. If you're being a good man for multiple women and you're keeping integrity where all of these women know, I don't think there's any type of problem with it. What's the problem? The woman's happy. She knows what she's signed up for. She's not getting cheated on. I don't see the problem. Again, not my personal preference, not my personal approach. I'm also, obviously, I prefer the whole approach of having one woman and being married to one woman. But yeah, there's nothing, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. And I think if you see something wrong with that, it's like, there's probably some kind of bias in your head, because how can you, he's not saying to force women into having, again, there are some things, again, like what he was saying earlier that I don't agree with, but now hearing this, it's kind of like it goes against the things that he was saying earlier. So I don't know if he believes those things from earlier anyway, type thing.
And pay
Who knows though? Maybe he does. Maybe the things from earlier is what he really believes.
for it. I'm not saying we should have all these kids on welfare.
I don't think so though.
I'm not saying that. But I'm saying certain men in certain
Her facial expressions are jarring me.
positions, if they're primarily focused on having as many children as possible, should be able to do that. And I'm not the only person doing it. Elon does it. Trump does it.
Maybe
All
a
these
young
rich
boy.
men are like, well, I can pay for all this and I want a bunch of kids. I know a guy with 300 kids. And he owns Telegram.
Fair enough.
Good friend,
really?
Good friend of mine. Yeah, because he's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine, right? So
Is he paying to have his kids? Or is that true?
I think he has a sperm bank or something. They can just go there and get have his kid and get rich.
Real hot, man.
Yeah, real G.
Andrew Tate's a funny guy as well, man. I can't lie.
Real G.
He's populating the world.
He's
Let's
probably
go.
everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But the point I'm actually making is, as much as our friend who just left and other people think I'm disrespecting, I think the most respectful thing you
See how he responds in comparison to how our friend who just left, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not even trying to violate.
can do for a woman is turn her into a mother. I think that's actually how you respect a woman.
Yeah.
If I'm going to say to you, I have no intention of turning you into a mother, I just want to you left and right all over the hotel room, and she's going to sit and go, well, I enjoy it too. That's
Yeah.
and the woman loses in that equation. The woman loses, not the man. You know, there's actually a really important language trick I noticed, and I only hear it in America. I've never heard it anywhere else in the world. We'll go, I f***ed him. No, he f***ed you.
Yep.
You didn't f*** him. He f***ed you. And only American girls say that shit as if they're somehow getting something from him. No.
Cool. Anyways, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think of this video. Yeah? I don't know which one I'm gonna drop first. I just did 2 reactions. I did the pop the balloon one, and I did this one. This one was a much more interesting video for me. I can't lie. This, like, the other video was, I wasn't really feeling it. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it. I probably will. I'll probably upload it first. If you watch both, let me know which ones you're preferring. Let me know any type of feedback of, you know what I'm saying, types of videos you want me to react to. Even if there's specific ones you want me to react to, let me know. I'll probably be down. Unless it's like some OnlyFans content or something like that, then probably not. Probably not. But with that being said, you've been tuning with Learning with Lamar. I appreciate you for tuning in. And I'll catch you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace.